Hello? Hello? Um, I have zero idea if anyone is out there because I arrived here very late and have nothing set up. I have no chat window set up. I have no idea if anyone's out there, so bear with. Bear with. It'll, uh, let's see. YouTube. YouTube's gone. Okay, let's just fix that. Click that. You have to see as I set all this up live now. Monitor. Okay, hello. I've got Twitch. I don't know if anyone is out there on YouTube. This is exciting. We're doing it live. I think I want this button. I think I'm live right now. It's got the wrong thumbnail. It's absolute disaster. Okay, right. Okay, I think I'm there. Let's get rid of this, get rid of that, get rid of the other. What is this? Who are you? What even is this software? Okay, right. Harand, AC, Julian, hello. Queco, hello. Masiris, hello. I think we're there. Apologies. Obviously, there's no code window up yet. Still gotta fix that. So I'll do that live, which is fun. I think I have a button which makes this the right size. Close enough. Okay, I guess stand-up updates in the chat then whilst I sort this out. What have you been up to since last week? Any blockers? I don't have this window, I don't have that window, I don't have this, that, the other. Okay. Let's see, is this right? Bring that down there. Oh, steady. Yes, you did break the game. That's exciting. Thank you for that. I've not had a chance to look at it yet. Probably won't look at it this stream because one of the things on the to-do list is to get better metrics of the system it's running on, just to better diagnose issues. Windows, it kind of just works. They should use that as a slogan. It just works. Okay, right, let me see projects game, I guess. Yep. Export all my weird MSVC shiz. Tmux cd build cmake -- build. Check that build. Get an mvim up. Okay, I think we're near there. Welcome, one and all. Okay. So, updates from me, I guess. I've been thinking a lot about this project. Well, I've been on the management away day, so I've updated the objectives to better align with our strengths and core values to better deliver value to shareholders. And what I mean by that is I have attempted to do a to-do list for the rest of the project. So, bring that up. Okay. So basically, the way I see it is, steady. Oh, Nightbot strikes. First strikeout for Nightbot. Yeah, GitHub has a little project planner. I just figured I'd do it. I don't think anyone else can see this, but it's on the. Yeah, I don't think anyone else can see this, but. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that this project's been going for like 8 months now, which I think is pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with the progress we've made, and I'm pretty pleased that I've stuck with it for 8 months. I would like to not do this project forever. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to say, but I am committed to us having something finished, tangible, that a reasonable person on the street could look at and go, yes, that is a game. Like, it doesn't have to be fun, but it is complete with all the various gubbins around it. I would like that to be done by the end of the year so that in the new year we can start something else. So in my mind, here's like the top level kind of things that I want to do. I want to finish level loading, right? So that is loading all the textures. That's what we're going to do today. Then I want to do text rendering. Then I want to do menus. So so start screen, main game, pause menu as like effectively 3 states with the various transitions between them. and a menu you can click and do stuff with. Then audio, then system info for logging. This order might change, but these are the things that I want to do roughly priority order. Then do a release build, because we've never done one of those. Let's faff around with that for a stream. And then these are the known unknowns, if you want the business terminology. Anti-aliasing, blue, and ambient occlusion. I'm undecided if I want any of these. We'll just see what time we are to get to it. I guess you could maybe lump all these under polish. Package all the resources into the binary so it's all self-contained, and then basically once that's done, like just levels until we're bored. Basically, that's my plan. I want to get all the technical stuff out of the way. So there may be like a level editor in here as well. I haven't decided, but these are the kind of technical bits I want to grind through. So the game looks basically done, other than it not being playable, and then we should grind through some levels. So that's my rough plan for this. This game uses coroutines, but that is kind of an orthogonal concept to threading, and this game is single-threaded, and I'm kind of committed to maintaining it single-threaded because I don't think no one's ever going to need more than one core. The next project, I am tempted to start off making it multi-threaded from the start, so we'll see. But yeah, interesting. So this is kind of where I'm at. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but that's my rough. If people want kind of a rough gauge of where we are, that's what I think we're doing, where we're going with it. But yeah, let's get, because I want to just be able to render some text and draw some basic menus. Like, it's not going to be great, but it's going to be a menu. Okay, so that's not having a good time. Let's try that again. I want to build it, show where we are, get the purple vomit out of the way, and then start loading in textures. People will see where we are when it comes next. But yeah, I think that aligns us nicely to our corporate strengths. Right. Thought my fan wasn't on for a second. It was suspiciously quiet. I just don't think the temperature's ramped up enough yet for the water cooler that I've installed incorrectly to start clicking. No, there's no AC in this room. I just sweat and be miserable. Indeed, this is it. Because we've built everything so far assuming single-threaded, I think to add multi-threaded now, especially if we don't need it. On that list of things will be performance testing as well. Like, I'll try and badger people with various different PC configurations to try it out, to see how well it runs. But yeah. We're here, we're only 10 minutes in. I've faffed around. Let's do some stuff. This is true. At best, you might get a heat pump. At best. The expectation is you just suffer in the UK. Because you only really get 3 to 5 days of good weather a year, so you just kind of put up with it. Nice. You should get more cores. Yeah. Open window, close the blinds, because you don't want the sun in, but you want the air in. That's a schoolboy error, that. Nailed it. This is an unusual year. Global warming. Well, sorry, global warming? No, climate change. Let's do some show. Pot's back up on front. I did do. Windows decided to update whilst I was running so late. Is because Windows decided to do an update 10 minutes before the stream, so that was great. So we got this. It looks absolutely disgusting, but it is where we're at. And basically, nope, audio's on the to-do. It's just quite far down because I don't want to do it, but it is on there. I might change the model at the back here so there's no door, but I haven't decided yet. But yeah, this is the model that I've purchased. It looks gross, but it's what we've got. How's that compression for you going on the stream? It's all OpenGL. We started slapping some textures on, but I reused a shader that had tinting, which is why the concrete has this delightful blue tint. I think I already have a shader which doesn't do tinting, so I don't think we need to write any shaders today, but we'll explore that and see if we can figure that out. But yeah, basically today, each of these models has a texture, and it's just a case of figuring out what they are and loading them and slapping them on. Yeah, see how it goes, I guess. I have pulled the trigger on a new PC for streaming as well, so I'll be getting a new graphics card in the next few weeks, so hopefully that will enable better codecs. I don't know. I've also had installed gigabit synchronous internet, although I don't seem to be getting the synchronous bit at the moment, so I need to contest that. But yeah, should be pretty sweet soon. Pretty sweet. So it's a Ryzen chip with an NVIDIA GPU. Indeed. I went for a 5060 Ti because I don't actually play a lot of games, so I didn't think I needed to. I went heavy on the memory and the CPU and kind of didn't go super top end on the GPU. We'll see if that's a mistake or not. Okay, so let's fire up some nbins and see where we get to. Nope. Off to a good start. Okay. I am standing. Always stand for streams. I feel it makes me more entertaining and engaging. And I spend a lot of my life sitting, so it's nice to stand and talk to people. I try and do my meetings standing as well. Yeah, we've done lighting. We've got basic diffuse lighting and normal mapping. You just can't really see it, but we'll let's have a look. Let's see what shaders we've got. I think I have like simple frag. I think this might do what we want. So this here's one of the first shaders we wrote. It accepts some number of point lights that you kind of in an unbounded array in a SSBO, UBO, Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the OpenGL words. It's impossible to say. And then you sort of slap in how many lights you've got somewhere in there. And then I think this does the normal, let's do normal lighting. Calculate the point. Have I got two textures going? I've got three textures going in. So I have an albedo, a normal, and a specular map, I believe. I think text 2, poorly named, absolutely dreadfully named. I do apologize for that. I believe text 1 is this looks very normal mappy to me. And I've got a TBN, which I assume, if I remember correctly, I needed. Okay. Yeah, we still out. We still out, and then the vertex shader has out as well. So I think we need this, right? So let's go to game, like the starting place after main. All main does is start the game, and then here we are. We load a load of resources and shove them into our cache, which we sort of like bandy around with reckless abandon. And then we have. I don't think we use that simple frag anymore, so I think we could probably bring that back to life. Okay, and then barrel vertex shader. Simple frag. This should be just like, yeah, I guess simple is the best, is a good name as any, although it's not particularly good. We would probably want something like just like diffuse, or I don't know, like it's just a thing that renders something with normal maps. So let's take simple frag, and then we'll call that a fragment shader. I'll have one of those, and then I should be able to stick this somewhere in this. vertex shader, simple frac shader. Right, so that should stick a new material into our cache called simple, and then we should be able to just wire that up in the level. Have I lost YouTube chat? I think I have. Apologies if you're chatting on YouTube. I have lost you. Okay, should be back. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Hello, Sacrifice. It's going okay. We got a plan, which is the most important thing. I have used Ogre. I used Ogre at university because Unity, I guess, wasn't really a thing. Like, when did I graduate? Quite a while ago, over 10 years ago. I guess it was sort of a thing, but not as sort of prevalent as it was now. So most university projects. So I had to. One of my university modules was to make a game. It was a group project, and that most people used Ogre and Bullet. Of course it is. I'm glad every person on YouTube chat, every person who's watching on YouTube, I'm glad is here and either contributing or not. I'm pleased that they've showed up. So in the Lua level, we load down here the entity name. So we've got this hard-coded, like, if it's columns, do something else, because we need to map all this out and figure it all out. But I think instead of barrel, if it's the columns, then we want to load the simple one. This might not work, hot take, because I don't have a specular map mapped in, so I might need to create like a 1x1 pixel white texture for the specular map just to appease it. Because I don't think any of the models I have a specular map. But let's see. If it all goes bang, we'll fix it all together. It's taken too long. Oh, okay. Well, that was easy. Okay, so now we have concrete. They're not great, and they don't look particularly normal mappy to me. It's probably because I don't have much in the way of dynamic lighting. I think the only lights I've got are like here. It doesn't look particularly normal mappy to me. I feel like that's not. Maybe I need to stick a light on my head to see it, but or maybe the ambient light is too high. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but I think gotta. Thanks, Quacker. Great comment. Best comment I ever had is it looks shite. You're not brought into the vision. Like, you need to be able to see through this. It's gonna look terrible when we just slap basic diffuse textures all over this. I'm unsure. I'm not a. Well, I have to refer to the graphics to the head of the art department and what it should look like. Oh, shadows is another known unknown. I've undecided whether I want to go through that misery or not. It might be the case that it's not worth it because it looks so bad, or it might be the lipstick we need to slap on the pig to get it to kind of look half decent. So TBC on shadows. They are a massive pain to do. Is the only thing. We could static shadow. We could bake. We could do some baking. There's loads of stuff we can do. Again, in service of just trying to get things done. Oh, we're nearly there. Okay, cool. So that's done. Question mark. So now we basically everything needs to use simple. So let's. And then we need to map textures through. So I need to open Blender and then find out what all the textures are. That is, where's everything gone? Why is this full screen? Yeah, all fixable problems. All fixable problems. Trust the process. Trust the process. Let's open this. So when we have full global illumination and path tracing, it's going to look like this. It's going to look pretty sweet. I mean, The columns basically look the same as mine. Does the obj file have a link for the objects and textures? Possibly. So that's a good point. They might have additional material, like prerequisites, like inputs that we can tweak over, like the level of diffuse and specular lighting that they require. There's lots of things we can tweak. Again, I just want to kind of get the textures in and looking like a facsimile of this. And then we can tweak it. I think tweaking is probably just a stream of tweaking values. So I don't really know how to use Blender, so I don't know why I opened this up. So that has a metal, and it's interesting. Okay, so some of these just have a color, and they do have a roughness as well, but I guess that's more for PBR. Okay, so let's have a look at what this gives us. So this gives us, we've got the concrete JPEG and the normal map, and those go into that with some level of roughness, which I do not care about. So what's the floor? So the floor has a normal map, and it has flat floor lines map, single image. Do I have that? Is that a thing that I have? And then what are the walls as well? So as you can tell, I kind of just bought something off the internet with very little idea of what I've purchased. So we're going to figure this all out like live, like now, like here, right now. So this is a main wall. I'm trying to think what's got the biggest impact to looking better. So let's try and get the floor done first. So let's see what I've got in terms of, I have a wall's roughness, okay, which probably we could plug into the specular map, okay, but I'm looking for floor. I have a blue lines map. What the fuck is that? I'm starting to think this might not be as easy as I thought, but hey ho, we shall persevere. Floor lines map. Do I turn that into blue over the top with a custom shader? Question mark? Because that's floor lines map. Here's yeah. Okay, so this takes okay. Got it now. This outputs the color into a color ramp, mixes it. Oh goodness. Or export the baked file texture. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if that is our savior. Because, like, I could write a custom shader which takes this in and applies it, but it seems like a lot of work for little gain. So what's the actual floor like other than this? Let's see if we can puzzle this out. So I've got the color ramp here. So is this, does this change the floor color? Okay, so that's the lines, okay. Where's the base floor color? Is it this? Woo! Okay, so this takes and then yeah, because in textures I have the map and the concrete and the metal. That's all I have. Everything else is effectively procedurally generated within Blender. That's fine. So I guess the question is, I'll probably just export this as a texture and slap it over, right? Right? Okay, so how do I do that? Blender, export, texture, procedural texture, procedural texture. Is there a simple way to export procedural texture from Blender into Godot? Bake textures to image using cycles. I feel like people give me random shortcuts that I don't know what they do is a recipe for disaster. Okay. Well, I hope this is what everyone wanted to spend their Sunday doing, watching me faff around with Blender. Oh, it's a YouTube video. I don't want that. I want text. No offense against YouTube videos, but... So cycle baking. Okay, so how does one Blender bake cycles? Texture baking for beginners. That's me. Okay, perform baking operation. Bake from multi-reds. Select to activate. I just want someone tell me how I do it. Okay, Quacko, you are. I'm just distracting now. It's fine. I appreciate the comedic relief, but you know, is it how to bake texture maps in Blender? How I'm just going to ask chat. I'm going to ask chat GCHE. No, it's fine. Keep going. How to bake textures in Blender 4. I'm going to be quite explicit about the version because I know how outdated the information can be. Okay, UV unwrap your model. I already wish I wasn't doing this. Okay, select the object. This is really like my first Blender usage. Press the tab key. Press the U key. Jesus. Okay. Smart UV project or unwrap. Well, it's giving me two choices and not telling me which one is good, so I'm going to go for smart. Unwrap. To be fair, I did not know I was going to be doing this in the stream. I thought it was all just textures. So, it's not through my own hubris that I thought I could figure this out. I generally just didn't think I'd be doing this. Okay, so I've unwrapped it. What's it called? Like a... What am I doing? I've really lost all control over my life and I have no idea at this point. I'm tempted just to write shader now, but we'll see. Open the shader editor or image editor. Like, could you be a little bit more specific? You've given me two choices. Which one's the VFX? Video, general. I don't have a shader editor, shading editor. It's thinking. Okay. Scroll to the bake section. Nope, I've missed a step. In the shader editor, click add texture, image texture. In the shader editor, which one is it? Also, I'm doing this on a tiny screen as well. A tiny subset of my screen is also a pain, but that's for your enjoyment. Okay, got the shader editor open. Image texture. Add texture. Image texture. Okay. Click new. Name it. Set resolution. New. Name it. Floor. Width. It recommends bigger. 2048. I guess if it looks like arse, then I'll just embiggen it. Over 100 people here now. Excellent. I'm glad you're all here to watch me suffer. Click OK. Important. Keep this image texture node selected. It must be highlighted for baking to work. Selected. Go to the Render Properties tab, the camera icon. The Render Properties tab. The Render Properties tab. That's a camera, render, nailed it. Yeah, so far, so good. Okay. Scroll to the bake section. Heading way, okay. I can render engine needs to be cycles. Thank you. That was not part of the steps. I would have given up at that point and just paid Autodesk money to get Mayor again. Okay. 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 Choose the bake type. Diffuse, emit, normal, or roughness. Diffuse, I guess, to start with. I'd quite like the normal map as well, but I assume I bake that separately. In fact, I don't think it even has a normal map. Looking at this, or does it? Anyway, whatever. Diffuse, yeah. Diffuse. View from above surface. Do I need to select? So the thing that is unclear to me is how does it know what I'm baking? Maybe that's a later on step because I've not within this view selected the thing that I want to bake. Okay, fine. I'm getting ahead of myself. Optional, adjust settings like influence, margin, enable select to active if baking from high poly to low poly object. I'm going to ignore all the optional steps. Bake, make sure the image texture node is still selected. I like how it's really insisting that this is clearly a mistake a lot of people make because it's mentioned it twice now. Click the bake button. We're baking. Oh, it's really crushing my CPU. Oh dear. Okay. I don't know if anyone can still see me, but I am currently streaming at 9 FPS. Stay with me, guys. Okay, back up to streaming 60 FPS. I don't know what the first 68% of that was, but it was intense. I assume the remaining 32% is fine. It's fine. That's why I bought a new PC. It's going to be fine. I'm going to have all the CPU cycles soon and all the RAMs. Okay. I just think I don't know, like I've still got a half decent i9 with like 20 cores, but I'm quite lacking in memory these days, which is why I've maxed out the next rig. Okay. The baked result will appear in the image editor. Where's the image editor? Okay. Click image save as. Where is this? Feels like an image editor to me, but not gonna lie, it's not quite what I wanted. Unless here, what's this? Right, okay. Save the baked image. Go to the image editor. Yeah, I thought, well, let's just see if we can get it done once, because maybe I bake all the textures off stream and then we do a stream where we wire them all up. Let's just see if we can get something working first, because I still need to do text rendering, which is going to be a whole separate misery. I'm still confused by this step. Go to the image editor, well, the baked results will appear in the image editor. Go to the image editor, click Save As. Yeah, so do I not need to wire something up to this? Do I not need to... I feel like, how is this going to know what to... I don't even know where I saved it. Yeah, what's this? Let's save it in the root. Where was that? Where was that? Okay, so I've got this. No, these are... I'm so confused. No, that's fine. At the top, open the image. I really don't know what you mean. Here, open image. See, I don't think it's... I'm not convinced. Right, okay, let's take a step back. Someone said somewhere that I can make this slightly less grim on the stream by changing some settings in the cycles. I've got GPU compute here. Oops. What someone said... what am I saving? Like, this is... I don't understand what I'm clicking to save. This is the current struggle I have. Where do I save from? I got new image and open image. I've got browse image to be linked. Oh, here you go. Ah, what's this? No, those are existing. Those are the existing images. So I've got floor. Where do I save it? Okay, it said here, go to the image editor, click image save as. Do I have a... Okay, I now believe I've made a slight mistake here in trying to do two things at once, because now I did ask about performance. I still think I should solve the first problem I have, which is how do I save this? And if we get a blank image, then we'll go back. There are 3 bards, as in like those with lutes who sing. Stop saying OF4. There are 3 bards next to the image icon. Ah, bars. Here we go. Here we go. Here image. Save. Floor ping. Okay. Save that in textures. Okay. Right. Floor ping. Crushed it. Absolutely 100% nailed it. Okay. I think this needs wiring up. My understanding of node-based graphs is something in, something out. At the moment, nothing in, so probably nothing out. Where does it do the final like compositing for this? Probably the principled BSDF, right? So this is really hard for my brain to follow. So UV map goes principled BSDF, mix the shaders, and then where does this material output? Here we go. So I probably want this to go to the color output. Nope. Yeah. So I don't think it's rendered anything. So if I select the floor, so does this? I'm really sorry if you know how to use Blender, and this is frustrating for you. I do apologize, but like it's the only way I'll learn. Why I'm on the outside of it? Jeez. Right, select the floor. Does that? I've selected the floor. Okay, floor selected. Is that now enough just to do another render, do we think? So edit preferences, you need to enable your GPU in edit preferences. system, CUDA. It has my Vulkan. Right, someone have a look at this who knows what they're doing and tell me if this is right or not, because I've already done the UV unwrap. Pretty sure I've unwrapped that. Like a Christmas present, I unwrapped that with Veracity. I'm crowdsourcing now help. So I want to be in object mode. Okay, so how does one... So object mode. Ah, here, yeah. So I've got the floor selected. This is it. Concrete floor with lines. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, into vector. Do we think? Or do we think this would just do it? And also, I didn't get any confirmation whether this is right or not. Like, it's got my GPU. Do I want to Vulkan it? Like, do I care? Like, I feel like regardless of the API, it's still using the GPU, and I'm definitely not using my CPU. Enable. Where's... Not a lot of C++ going on at the moment, but we will get there, I promise. At the moment, I must suffer for my art. Limit. Right, okay. Where's the performance tab? When you say tab, right. Blender has a little bit of a... Blender's UI is very unintuitive to me because I think these are tabs here. But then are these also tabs? Tool, render, output, view, scene, world, object, modifiers, particles, constraints, data. So there's no performance tab there. Where bake is performance. And I want to fixed, like, how many am I? So I've got 20 cores, right? So 10 to not saturate my machine. Facing my, sorry. Is that any better? Okay, fine. Let's go 15. Let's treat ourselves. Let's go 15. Right. Oh my god, this is the worst UI in the world. Okay, fine. I don't want to... I'm not crapping on Blender. It's obviously a very, very complex bit of software, which probably necessitates the complex UI. It's just for me coming to this, having never really used it before, I am struggling a little bit. But it's definitely a me problem. Right, so I'm going to bake again and hope for the best. I'm not interested in benchmarking Blender. Like, it's a great suggestion, and I thank you for it. I have zero interest in benchmarking any of this. Okay, I'm already dropping now, just looking at my OBS output, 1.2% of frames, just in general, and I haven't even started rendering yet. So let's go. This seems to be better. Still got, yeah, okay, fine. This is better. I'll be making Blender shorts soon of dropping blankets of varying degrees of tessellation over Minecraft models. Okay, again, still nothing here. Had it selected. I really feel like this needs an input. Saved image, okay. It's still nowhere near, like not even close to what I want. I would expect the majority of the pixels to be white, and these are all 0, 0, 0. So I would 100% agree with you. It did not make anything. I think the question I have on my mind is why. We'll do some C++, I promise. We'll write some code. I just want to bake one texture. Or do I just write all as a shader and just take 2 image inputs? Excuse me. And I went like tab and then U and then smart UV, and then I clicked all this, right? And I unwrapped it. So I'm reasonably convinced. I don't know how one views the UV editor. Is that good for everyone? Is that what you expect? Doesn't seem right to me. Okay, fine. So I've not unwrapped correctly. So now I'm in the UV editor. How does one? I'm not manually unwrapping, by the way, just FYI. Okay, so because it's my concern is all this the floor. Like, how do I move this? How does one move a thing? How do I get a handle to move? The fuck is that? I cycled hard. I think this geometry is knackered. Is that normal for Blender? Is this considered good topology? Okay, UV editor, main floor, edit mode, object mode. Oh, is I moving faces? Right. Okay, I take it all back. Modeling, object mode, main floor. Click the arrows. Ah, okay. I am the fool. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Okay. So what does this mean? It said like go tab and then U and then smart UV project. Like, is that what I want? Object mode. U. Well, I can't then do main floor. See that looks like topology. That looks like UV mapping. This right. So is this I am vexed. Okay. Shading. Click that. Click this. Click bake. Do the bake. I honestly don't think Blender is about magic. I just don't think I know it. I think those are fundamentally two different things. Like, I still feel like it should be outputting it here. This must be the image view thing they were chatting about, right? Oh, hang on. So this is the lower roof. Ugh, what have I selected? Floor. floor, bake. Like, I just save it externally or unpack it. Oh, Jesus. No, thank you. Image. Save. Saved there. In 2151 timestamp. Open it up. Right. Select main floor. Edit mode. Wow, what tab? What top tab am I in for this? Edit mode. How does one edit? Edit. What edit mode? A. Select main floor. I'm really sorry this is so painful. I literally have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. Is floor the correct image you baked to? Yes. Yeah, it says it here. And had the timestamp. So someone has very confidently asserted some commands I need to type in. I cannot intuit what those are from this mode. So edit mode. So is that edit mode? Okay, edit mode. Select the main floor. Edit mode. A. U. Smart UV project. Unwrap. Bake. I didn't press A before. Chat GCHE, there goes the joke. Chat GPT did not tell me to press that. Oh, it's got all the... It's not quite what I want. It's better. I was kind of hoping it would just be... I want it blended with just diffuse lighting, like none of the global illumination stuff. But presumably now if I go image, save, and then I open it up. Okay, so we are one step closer. So how do I it looks like it's doing it from like a single light source, right? Because look at the shadows, right? Look at those sweet shadows. Whereas I want it straight up diffuse from like everything. Contributions. I just want color, right? Right? There we go. Now we're cooking. That. Now it. Things, even if you're using Unreal, you would still have to faff around with your asset pipeline, which is basically what I'm doing now. Save. Okay, yeah, you want to turn off contributions. See, you can just figure out. You know what? I take it all back. Blender's UI is so intuitive. I fixed that problem by just reading the options, and you can't really argue with that. It's gonna look like absolute arse when I put this in, isn't it? So I have a concern, but maybe it's not an issue, but I'll put it out there now. Something UV unwrapping. I guess it will still map correctly to the UV information I have baked in the mesh vertex data, because that just... Does that question even make sense? I clicked a magic button that said smart UV unwrap, and then it shat out this. Okay. Does the UV data baked into the model that I've loaded work with this? Right? Does that question make sense? Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a go. Hey, look, code. So let's do floor. So I think we're going to need some sort of. Okay, fine, thank you. I didn't know if I then had to that smart UV unwrapping something somehow changed how it was. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let's test it. Right. Okay. Let me think. Code. What do I want? I need to map specific things to specific textures. Oh, I suppose I might as well bake the normal whilst I'm here. Might as well treat myself and bake the normal map. Good. Oh, that's good. It's a little bit abnormal in there. I don't know what's going on here, but sure. Okay. Try not to overwrite the texture I've already made. Oh, look at that. Type on a keyboard. Okay, right. There's a couple of things we need to do first. We will need to move those over to the game folder so they get picked up by the resource packer. So let's click here, go there. Sorry, doing this slightly off screen. And by slightly, I mean entirely. Projects, game, assets. Nope, that's the build. Okay, slap those in there. Get angry with WSL because it creates extra files for me. Oh, not this time. Ooh, ooh. Got away with it. Oh, don't I have to name them something specific so they get picked up correctly in my system? So floor, FNF2, stick an arrow there, .srgb, and then floor.normal, FNF2, stick an arrow in there, .data. And so they don't get sRGB mapped and other graphics words. Okay, so let's just remove the resources file whilst I remember, because otherwise I'll be like, they're not there. And then let's go over to game and let's just load these up. Storing all these on the CPU. The Fluat, one of my favorites. And this will be incredibly inconsistent with my naming. Okay, the flute. Still got the flute. Okay. Oh well, what have I done wrong? There's lots of people. I did not overwrite the diffuse texture, did I? I've still got. That's the floor sRGB. And that's floor normal data. So normal data, the reason I append the dot data is so it doesn't, the floor data is treated as data and there's no transformation on it. But on all images, output is sRGB, and then I account for that so it doesn't get the double, whatever it is, gamma correction thing. To be honest, I really can't remember. I could have a look at texture, to be honest, and see what I actually do. Yeah, so if it's tagged as sRGB, it loads it as an sRGB8 alpha 8, right? If it's tagged as data, as in like named as data, it's just loaded as RGB8. I think that's right. Right? Whatever. We'll figure it out as we go along. No one's going to know anyway. Oh, I see. Okay, I see. So there's... Where does it have that? In the bake or when I save it? Ah, here we go. Jeez, non-color. Do I want non-color? Generic data that is not color will not apply any color transformation, e.g. normal map. Okay, so that's what I want. And then I want to save it as the floor normal. No, I think we got it. I think that's what we want. Okay, let me just move that over. Okay, right. I think that's fine. Okay, so good spot. Good spot, team. Okay, so we'll load those, and then we'll go back to the Lua level. And then we're basically going to want to map the textures to the name. Okay, so let's bring in, I think it's called, is it in utils? Or did I not move it in the end? I got a string map class, right? Which is just an unordered map with heterogeneous lookup. Const auto texture lookup equals string map to, I'm just going to throw a tuple in there. The string view string view. So this will map one of these names to a tuple of two other strings, which will be the albedo and the normal. Right. So from here we'll have columns, and in here we'll have std make tuple concrete albedo SV concrete normal SV. Then we can have floor. Is it? Do I just call it floor, or is it floor main? I can't see it in the list. Main floor, obviously. And this will be floor and FC floor. Okay, getting there. It's an OpenGL. Sorry, I should have answered that question. No, I think it needs to be that, because in the game where I load it, I do normalize the names. So this is what the engine will refer it to as. So it picks up something called this. The dot extra extension gets stripped off. So it'll pick, that's why I was saying I was very inconsistent with my naming. It'll pick up a floor and a floor normal, and this is what it will call it internally in the engine. So I think I'm okay here, unless I've made another mistake, which is very likely. Okay, so now in here, let's do const auto material equals texture lookup dot contains e resource cache, should be underscore actually, but get material simple, resource cache dot get material floor. So I'm going to floor is a misnomer here, by the way. Floor is actually the checkerboard pattern. It's just poorly named, like everything I've done. Okay, so that should just become material. Wait a minute, does resource get return a pointer? I think it does, doesn't it? There you go. Okay. Oh no, it's albedo. I'm just mispronouncing it for comedic effect, as I want to do. I'm gonna just do the not the best code ever, but let's just do albedo. I'm basically gonna just yank. I should just do this all in one switch statement, in one if statement. But what are you gonna do? Albedo equals resource cache text. So actually, no, that's not going to work for me, is it? I need to look it up. Fine. Actually, no, I take it back. Let's do auto. I'll do it properly. Auto material equals resource material dot get material floor. Okay, and then we'll do auto albedo equals. In fact, actually, this works better because then it will do the half-life thing and default to the checkerboard if we don't have a texture for it, which is, I guess, okay. Texture. Floor albedo. And then normal and floor normal and then normal, and then we can do const auto lookup equals no, hang on, let's do if const auto lookup equals texture levels lookup dot find e, and then lookup does not equal stud and cend. So that should be ranges, shouldn't it? Stud ranges cend texture lookup, right? So if we're in this if statement, then we've found something in the lookup, and then we can just rewire that in. Sorry, I'm just gonna look people saying stuff. Connor, you've missed an entire scenario, a whole subplot with Blender. Absolute, could be a spin-off series. It was so in depth. Apparently I misspelled something. I will go back and fix that in a minute. Entity. Oh yeah, I have. Entity. Good spot. Typo. Very rare for me. I mean, I'll use ranges cend. It's probably about as close as it's going to get to ranges today. Okay. Okay. So now let's reset these based on if we found the thing. So this will become simple. This will become const auto textures equals lookup dots second. I remember. There you go, nailed it. And then this will just, oh jeez, everything's exploded. Put that back. Then this will become stud get naught if naught R1 and then control I, something like that. Nope, not like that at all. Get there in a minute. Textures. is that? Why is he not liking that? Yeah, we'll fix it in Git. Why have I? So this goes away, right? So this just becomes albedo and normal, right? Oh, I was right, wasn't I? I do still need to look them up in the cache. Oh, well, yes, you're right. They are just two, so I do need to do this. Okay, fine. I see what I've done wrong. Let's do this, and then here, let's do down I stood get naught textures f naught r1, and then dt that, and then do the same there. Okay, right, and then we get rid of this again and do albedo normal. Okay, I think that's at least conceptually what I want. So assume we want the default checkerboard pattern, and then if we have specified for these specific models what the texture is, and eventually we will have all of them there. It's a bit of a pain to have to do this in code. Ideally, we would probably have some sort of manifest which would tell us, but I think for where we are now and what we need to do, this is fine. This is not supposed to be generic. This is supposed to just serve the purposes of what we have. I think that could work. Let's build it, which should rebuild the config, or should rebuild the resource file as well. Could even work. I mean, there's every chance. Linking those tests, always important. Not that I run the tests every time. Someone has suggested I could streamline the CMake process by not building the tests every time, but gives us a chance to chat. Right, now it's generating the resources, which should include those two extra textures. Compress them, stick them in. Bosh. See, I don't even know if I want the manifest for this project. I just don't think it's needed. Every level's going to look the same, so why code all that up, which is effectively making it generic for something that's only ever going to exist in one file anyway. So I'm going to opt to not for the moment. I'm really trying to keep that to-do list, apart from the nice to haves on the graphics front, as close to possible as what we need. Oh, I'm live. Discord has just notified me. That's exciting. You should join the Discord. It's great fun. If we're linking, it's basically working. Right, okay. Okay. See what we get. Yep, it's just blending content now. Ooh, what's that face? Raw albedo already exists. I bet it does. Hey, you know what? I bet it's not wrong. That's why I create the texture, the checker. Right, so this should be checkerboard, right? Let's be a little bit more reasonable with our naming here. Let's call this checkerboard. Okay. I don't even know if we need that anymore. And then the default floor will be check. I don't care about normal map. It's all going away soon anyway. So let's have a dodgy normal map. Not that the lighting seems... Well, I need to figure out why the lighting didn't seem to be working as well. Yeah, I'm using WSL to develop. My entire environment is WSL, but I compile natively for Windows, and then when I run it, I'm running a Windows executable. There we go. It's wrong, but it's there. I think I've got some sort of scaling issue here. Okay, I think this is not quite right. Yeah, it's definitely scaled it. Let's have a look. Where might that be? Okay, let's... I can't fly, no. I took that ability out a while ago, which was silly of me. I should probably add that back in. Well, I suppose we could open up a render doc and have a look. So we've got simple frag, right? So we've got text chord. I don't see any like inherent scaling in here. Might have. I wonder if render docs are any use to us, possibly. Let's have a look. It will suggest that I re-export the mesh from Blender in case it has updated anything. Let me set this up quick. Projects, game, build, debug. Wait a minute, where am I? What am I running? Source. Okay, sorry. Get there in a second. Build, source, debug, game, and then I want to run it from the working directory. Should be from just the root build directory, and then I need command line arguments dot. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, some Z fighting there. Fix that later. FN 12. It sure is runnable. It's not great. Oh, some weird artifacts there. That's good. Love that. Let's see. In the color pass, we probably have quite a few built render calls. One's going to be the floor. Sorry, drawing it there. Drawing it there. Drawing it there. Text view. Okay, so that comes in. Then we draw the ceiling. Then we draw the piping. Then we draw the floor? Is that the floor mesh? Does that look like the floor mesh? To be fair, the texture could very well be on repeat. I'm not. It's whatever the default sampler is. I think this is the floor, right? Texture viewer inputs. I'm not really sure what I'm having to glean from this. I was hoping something might inspire me. Maybe everything should be bound because it works with a checkerboard texture, right? But I do scale the checkerboard texture. I wonder if that's done. Where in the code is that done? I wonder if I pass that in somewhere. Assets, checkerboard frag. Or do I just scale that in? No, see, I just scale that in here. No, let's re-export. I think that could be the problem. Right, so how the... Next question. How do I re-export? What magical runes do I need? How do I draw that in the sand? I can select the main floor. Can I right-click export? Do I want the modeling view? Main floor. Selected. How do I, like, export... wavefront? Can I have like just the selection only? And then pull this out as a single object file and then just load that outside of the main mesh? Is that going to preserve... Oh god, so many questions. Is that going to preserve the relative world space? I guess. Forward access is... Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, is it still going to appear the same? Because the moment I pass the ob file with everything in and I just figure it out. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. So I've got positive Z coming at me. So forward... When it says forward axes, I want that Z. Does that mean into the screen, forward? So that would be minus Z, right? And then up would be Y. I think that's right. And then I want UV coordinates and normals. I triangulate the mesh anyway, so that's fine. I don't think I need any of this. I don't think I need this. So let's call this floor.obj. If we... So my ethos, philosophy, plan for this whole thing is to write every single line of code live, at least for the first release. That doesn't include assets. So if we've got a little bit of a pipeline here where I have to just faff around in Blender, I might do that off stream and just get all the assets ready, because I can't see that's been a great time for everyone. I think solving the problem together is fun. I think watching me grind through all this stuff is not fun. So let's stick that in there. So I'm going to have to rebuild the... problem, foreseeing problem. One, all my code is gone. Where's that gone? Why is that down? So I click and drag the wrong window. I literally have no idea how a computer works. Passing the main scene object file, we'll probably end up with a name clash, right? So I'm going to need to rename this here so that when I pass it, I didn't get a name clash. Oh, I could just, oh, of course, I could just, yes, I could just re-export everything, right? That's what I want. So do I just press A? And then File, Export, Wavefront object. In fact, actually, just do everything, right? Yes. Then I'll take this. I'm going to take a copy of this. Like, I realize it's not the best way of doing things, but right. Is it necessary for programs to have an exit code? Yes, because if you want to use those as composition of a part of a wider thing like a bash script or piping them, other things will use the exit code to decide whether that was a success or not and continue. It's also undefined behavior in C++ for main to be anything but int. It will, most compilers will accept void because it's technically valid in C, but it's technically undefined or invalid even in C++. Okay, right, let's stick that in there. Let's rebuild the resources all one more time. And let's see where we get to. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, we are indeed, once again, blendering. We think we need to export the mesh because it did not look good. Did not look right. We're generating. Sorry, I should fill the awkward silence. That seems like a perfectly valid sentence. So there's a difference, right? A main which has int is the only function that is not allowed, that can not specify a return value, and it is assumed to be 0, and that is well formed. But you can't have a main be void, which was what the original question was. Those are two distinct scenarios. An int main which doesn't return anything is allowed to not return anything, and it be 0. Void main is not allowed. I'm trying to figure out assets at the moment and try and get us to some sort of point where it looks half decent, or at least less undecent. I didn't copy the new asset over. Did not copy the new asset over. You just watched me rebuild the same thing, which we knew didn't work. Apologies. Where do I... Replace. Okay, put that in the asset hole. Now we can do all that again. And I will play for time. Nope. There you go. Right, apologies. It's going to be a puzzle type thing. Honestly, like my expectation for the quality of it is slowly getting lower. My expectation for the technology is only getting higher. So read into that what you will. It's the journey, not the destination. Yeah, we're getting there. We're making good progress. I think the problem is, though, is like I have started thinking about the next project, and I'm trying to not let that... oh, dear. It does not like my new object file. That's... Oh, did I not include the... I don't want the material file, right? Because I will figure it all out myself. So have I done this wrong? File, export. wavefront. UV coordinates nulls. Ah, I think I don't want that. Okay, let's try that again. So what's the time on this? That should be that. Move that over. Replace. Build. See what we get to now. Yes, AC and I have been brainstorming ideas on how to get more interaction, especially on the Twitch side. It's just a large part of it's time. I've just not had the time to sit down and fully integrate anything and do it. But it's on our minds. I doubt I'll be supporting GLTF because I just don't need it for this project. I'm happy using Wavefront, which is probably something no one has ever said before, but it works fine. What's going on? Is the strangest error I've ever seen. No ear found. In my hubris where I was like, no, I'll triangulate it, was I wrong? How strange. Curiouser and curiouser. I am not a digital artist, as you can tell. Well, but Asimp triangulates the mesh for me, so I didn't think I needed to bother because I was going to do it anyway. It just seemed like a waste of CPU cycles to do it twice because I have the do triangulate option in Asimp, but I guess it's somewhat lacking. What is going on here? Why is that stopped? Well, can I just run the resource packer and see what's going on? Yeah, maybe, but we've had this before and it's okay, so that it's crashed. It's crashing, that's why. No, there's no, sorry. I don't think there's any need for GLTF support because again, I'm not making an engine, I'm just making a game and I don't need it. And I'm only trying to write code that I need for the problem I have at that time. And at the moment, I don't need another file format. I mean, it's rapidly looking like I do need a file format, but my current plan is to not. Let's do this. Let's debug the resource packer. Scan for kits. I don't care for any of that because it's already built. Just no, not the game, not the game. I thought I selected a different one. Come on, no, go away. Literally have no idea how any of my tooling works. Right, okay, let's see what happens with this. So this is go to the output again. So we have crashed, which is exciting. I'm trying to. I really wish this would stop. There you go. Oh, is it the stupid WSL bonus files again? It is. outrageous. No, I've never really looked into GLTF. I know a lot of people say it's good. I'm largely unopinionated on file formats. They're all terrible in their own unique ways. Yeah, I use a tool called RenderDoc, which is absolutely phenomenal for debugging graphics things. I think there are other tools. I think NVIDIA might have one or Intel might have one, but I just use RenderDoc, and it has helped me solve 100% of the problems I've solved with RenderDoc. The only last time I checked, RenderDoc didn't support bindless textures for OpenGL, which has kind of put me off using them in future projects. But yeah, talking about future projects, I'm kind of half thinking about what I want to do next, because I want to do another game after this, but I want to do more of a maybe like a demo, not like a old school demo, like a single level that's reasonably polished, but is kind of self-contained over like a year. I'd love to do an FPS. Like, you know, just one level, maybe one enemy type, you know, one or two weapons, that kind of thing. I'm not talking about the red line. We don't talk about the red line. Yeah, it's a shame really, because it's one of those things that would really help me probably push OpenGL as far as I possibly could without having to commit to Polkan. Okay, well, I mean, I will try and have a look if I have time, but I can't make any promises. Right, okay, let's see if this blends. What problem? I mean, it looks awful, but it's... Why is it slowly rising out of the floor as well? Have I moved it? I bet I've moved it in the Blender file, because it seems really high up now. I mean, that's like rubbish, but it's there. I have definitely moved this. Oh no, it slopes down though. I have lots of questions now. Do we think just a slightly higher res texture? Because also remember, I don't have I'm not mip mapping at the moment either. But I feel like at a glance, kind of looks okay. It's just when you kind of look here, it looks a bit rubbish. The red barrel is the game. Like, the whole game is to move the barrels around, but they move in. Yeah, look at that. Why is it on the piss? I don't know. It's just a low res text. I mean, it's a 2K texture, right? But it is spread over quite a large area. I don't know why it's all like skew width. Oh, it's because I was moving the vertices up and down, wasn't it? I bet I didn't fully revert it to how it should have been. Okay, let's see if we can Oh, jeez. Let's see if we can rectify this. So if I go, I'm learning, guys. I'm getting there. Oh, jeez, what have I done? Let's. Nope. This doesn't look right. So if I just like Control Z a lot, will it eventually go back to where it should be? How good is the undo history on this? Not. I think if I just don't save it and then redo the baking and UV wrapping misery. Right? I just want to get this done, right? I want to end the stream on having the floor done, and then I will try and produce the rest of the assets off stream, and then next stream we'll wire it all up, and then we'll go and scream at font rendering or text rendering. I think this is... Why is that door not there on mine? What happened? What happened to the door on mine? Why have I got just a big hole? I feel like I know this is path trace, but I feel like their concrete texture is a lot higher resolution than mine. I think I can remember it. I think I go edit mode and then I do select it. No, is it? It was one of them. I select it and I go A and then I go in. Why am I not selecting the floor? I want the main floor and then I go A. Why is it selecting that? And then U, and then Smart UV Project, and then Unwrap. And then I go UV Editor. Okay. And then I go Shading. And then I select the floor. And then I go Add Texture. Image Texture. Select that. Give it a name. Floor. Albedo. Going to rank that to 2048. 2048. New image. Select that. Select that. Cycles. Bake. What's bake from multi-res? Do I want that? Stop. Okay, go out of edit mode. Sorry. I'm in object mode. Select A. Sorry, I'm in object mode. Select U. Modeling. Select the floor. Main floor. Object mode. Select it. Oh, I don't have that. Does it not preserve my preferences as well? Oh, in the bake settings, yes, no, you're right. Okay, so select that, you might have to put the instructions again because I thought I could remember them, but I've not. I'm just looking back up. Where did you set it? It was quite a while ago. Select main floor. Edit mode. A, U, Smart UV Project, Unwrap. That's what you said. Okay, fine. Sorry. Shading. I'll stop switching. Select the floor. Select that. Bake. Performance. Fixed. 15. Bake. Lighting. Contributions. I feel like that's different settings than I had before. Didn't I just have color there? Oh, wait a minute. I need to set diffuse. Here we go. Direct. Color. Bake. Head and way. Sorry. I think I was going to hit bake. We're going to see what happens. This window is too big. UV dimensions are retained if edited, scaled in edit mode, unless you have retained UVs enabled. I'm not entirely sure I understand what that means, but it sounds interesting. I've reduced the threads. It's fine. Okay, so Ugh, because I'm not in. Needed this one. Sorry, the view was from the wrong way. Okay, fine. Try it again. Add texture. Image texture. I do appreciate this is frustrating. I am going to try and do some of this beforehand next time. New floor, new image. Select that. Bake. Well, we've had 3D asset importing for a while. I've just only finally got around to using some assets, so that's not a barrel. Okay, so let's save that as floor. Save that. Over to textures. Oh, I need to do the normal as well, don't I? And I need to re-export the scene as well. That was the whole point of this, right? Actually, in fact, I'll do these just in case because I probably baked them wrong anyway. But let's bake them normal. Let's bake that as well. We're getting there. So save image, save as, non-color data, floor normal, save. I like how Blender just doesn't even give you a warning that the file with that name already exists. It's like it is gone. Like you have made your choice. Stick that in the assets directory. We now need to re-export the whole scene. So file, export, obj, not selection only, -z going forward, Y up, want the normals, want the triangulation, don't want the materials, export over the original one, take this back, F5 that, take the object, stick it in the assets. I bet this will create a weird extra file for me. Not this time. Not this time. RF resources, CMake build. So yeah, baking is a great question. I'm now an expert in it. The textures on this floor model that I've purchased, the blue lines are effectively procedurally generated. It has like a map which is black or white, and then where it's white, it puts a color blue. Sure. And what I do is I basically get Blender to render all that down to a single image and export it, effectively baking all the effects and all the procedural stuff down. Hey? Did it not redo the resource file? Oh, it errored. Unsupported. Oh, because I'm not reading. Get there in a minute. I assume a real studio has much better pipeline than I do. Hey, what's going on? What do I want? .srgb and nf2 data. Missed off the normal, obviously. Okay, let's blend this again. Let's go. At least I had that error checking in there, so that was good. Oh no. We started on in main 6 months ago, eight months ago. This has been going on for 8 months, this project. We're up to stream. This will be stream 65. Stream 65. We could add colored output, yeah. I'm not sure if it's needed at the moment, but I should probably add it. Yeah, I'll think about it. Let me put it on. You know what? I will add that to the list. Add item. Color log output. It's been a while since I messed around with the logger, which will be exciting because it's not broken in a while. It's on the list. Okay. I think we're getting there. Congratulations. For you starting your game engine, welcome to the project that lasts the rest of your life and never ends. The only reason I'm sticking with it is because people are interested in it. I would have given up on this a long time ago. Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's wrong, but it's wrong in an expected way. Oh, I must do. Let me add bitmaps to this as well. I don't think that's too hard to enable, if I remember correctly, because that sort of interference pattern there is really doing my head in. I don't know. It's not too bad. It's not great, is it? But like, I don't really know what the solution is, other than just a higher resolution texture. Like, yeah, I mean, pretty good, right? Like, I think like we've done it. Good. Like, sorry, I should celebrate the wins more. Like, thank you everyone for your help. That was a massive faff, but we got it and it looks good. If you're comfortable, live stream it. Like, it's the only thing that's really motivated me to stick with this is the fact that I need to show up twice a week and make some progress. Oh yeah. We could try a much higher res texture. Let's do that in the last few minutes. I don't know what is considered. I mean, graphics memory is cheap, right? Let's go for it. That's absolutely. How do I create an image? Let's do what's 8? What's 8K? Let's do 4x. Should know my powers of 2. 8192. Lots of suggestions. Yeah, I think we can defer this later to like polish, but let's treat ourselves to an 8K texture and just. I'm curious if it makes any kind of like tangible difference. I'm not going to bother doing the normal map for the moment. Let's just do the diffuse, select all that, bake that out. Oh, it's spinning a little bit longer this time. People keep saying vectorize. I don't work in the industry. I don't know what that. I know what that word means in other contexts. I don't know what that means in this context. Is that similar to mip mapping? Threshold based alpha clipping sounds delightful. I would have to look up what that is. I am fully honest with the fact that I have never worked in the graphics or game dev industry, so I am figuring out this as I go along. It means making it not pixelated. Great. I mean, literally. You mean like SVG vectorize, right? So do it as a mathematical shape rather than. Sorry, I see what you mean. I thought this was some like AAA Vulkan optimization that you could do. You mean just like render it out as a mathematical shape, right? Yeah, SVG. Okay, I'm on the same page now. That I had not made that connection between those two words, between that word and that concept. So apologies. Yes, I was thinking. Well, I wasn't thinking SSE. I was thinking more like, I don't know, multiple levels of detail or something. We got there in the end. I see what you mean. There's a million one things we could do, and I am prepared to do none of them. Right, hang on a minute. What am I doing? Try and do this on screen so people can check what I'm doing. Okay, so that image, save as. Right, let me just save this as floor.srgb. Right, might as well stick with my game concept system, whatever the word is. Right, so let's take that, stick that in the asset hole, remove the assets, and CMake again. I think we'll probably think about wrapping up the stream here after I've commented it up. I think we'll just see where we get to, right? We can argue all day about what's going to make it look good. All I know is at the moment it doesn't look great. But let's just try a slightly higher res texture and see where we get to. But I will go and bake all the textures. I'll tell you what, here's what we'll do. Oh, what have I done wrong? Why has it still got that? Did I copy the wrong one in? And delete. Yeah, get rid of that. Floor srgb.ping was updated 2 minutes ago, which is correct. I don't know how that one snuck back in. I must have had it accidentally selected. Okay, let's try again. I think I completely lost my train of thought now. Sorry, what was I saying? Oh, what? Yes, I will bake all the textures stuff off stream, but I'm not going to try any of them. We'll do that live. We'll figure that, and then we will selectively figure out that misery and do it together. So don't worry. I will not spare you any misery. What is going on? I've removed that file. I literally, where's this file coming? Where's this rando file coming from? Oh. Apologies, I accidentally locked my screen. I am, after all, a professional streamer. There is a certain level of chaos to trying to work on stream. Like I kind of thrive in that chaos. I really enjoy it. You have to kind of be able to roll with the punches and accept some mistakes like that. But generally, it's good fun. That's the problem with the 60% keyboard and having to then use the FN arrow keys is I am literally like 1 or 2 accidental key presses away from locking my screen. Yep. Assets. That's where they are. That's the little asset house. That's where they all live. They live in the little asset hut. Right, because please work, because there is a call left with my name on it, and I would really quite like it. Oh shit! And he he removed it again. I mean, it looks just as shit as before, but what are you gonna do? It's fine. What are you gonna do? You can't all be winners. I do think the concrete might benefit from a slightly higher texture. Oh, we need to do all the physics. That's something I need to put on the list now. Sorry, I'm just going to move my mouse over here. Level physics. need to create the level physics as well, because at the moment, like, I don't really want to clip through this, and I don't want the barrels to move through that. So we're gonna have to rewrite our level controller and figure all that out. Oh, barrel's gone. But yeah, I think not bad. Like, what do we think? We think good? Like, not terrible? It's going to be a little puzzle game. The idea is that these barrels move in kind of interesting ways depending on you. So some only move. So the red one moves with you. I think there's in this one a blue one that moves the opposite way to you. Some only move when you look at them. Some only move, like, can't move in certain directions. And the idea is that they will eventually move. You have to get them to their target. So that's kind of the thesis. Yes, there is a player. Well, there's a player class. So I guess within that we can add a capsule shape and then detect. I'm wondering if we can just do it the same as we do the barrels. Is that we just add colliders around everything, and then if we collide, we just roll back that movement. It might mean we get stuck on the walls. Yeah, not bad for 9 months worth of work, 8 months worth of work. Well, you have to remember that because I only work on this on stream, and I only stream twice a week, so that's really only 4 to 5 hours a week for how many months. So it's actually, I think it's actually like I don't think the progress is too unreasonable. Right, what we doing? This is really just like loading textures for level models. That's all we've really done today. Wow, a 1 commit stream. Some of my best work there. I did promise there'd be some C++, and there was a little bit. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot of textures. I think we're going to be fine. Yeah, I think we're gonna, again, like I wanna get all the bolt. Let's, I think, stream over now. Let's do the cool transition. I definitely want to focus on, like I said, getting through the last of like the unknown technical stuff. So I want font text rendering, I want menus, I want audio, and then maybe anti-aliasing, Bloom, and SSAO. I haven't quite decided how much of that I want yet. Maybe like partially reflective floors as well, but again, those are all nice to haves. But I want to get through, like, we have to be able to have a menu, we have to be able to save some sort of settings and state. Rebuild for release. And bump the version number. Too little, too late. It's going to be a 2 commit stream. Sorry, can we just fix this super quick? Where commit bump version 4T stream 65. Update that. Push that. So the end of each. No, I think I've given out my memberships, but thank you for reminding me. At the end of every stream, I do a full release. So that is a fresh build, run the tests, package everything up into a zip, and then I stick the zip on GitHub, and then that sends an alert to Discord. So if anyone wants to give it a go, they're more than welcome to. You'll have to join the Discord first, obviously. But yeah, if you want to give it a play and maybe you can write your own levels. If you want to have a little play around, at the moment it's a bit of a mess, so I wouldn't suggest that. But if you want to just try it out, and I'm interested to know if it just at least runs, because we've got at least 2 cases so far where it hasn't run on someone's machine. So there's at least 2 bugs that I need to fix at some point. So I have written Python scripts before for Maya, so I have done something like that before, where it kind of walks over, it iterates through the scene, and it produces some sort of like manifest file, like a YAML or a JSON file. But I don't know. I'm not sure if I need it for this. I think maybe the next project where we might have a slightly more in-depth asset pipeline. I consider this project very much a learning experience for the next project. I want to know exactly like how much effort it takes to make what will be conceptually quite a simple game from scratch. So I can then look at it and go, well, it took me a year to make that simple game. assuming I've learned something and gotten a little bit better, like how much is it going to take to make something a little bit more complex? So I would probably do a little bit more. I did no planning for this project, just so everyone is aware. Like I literally I wrote int main on the first stream, and then I just kept writing code until we got here, which means I've made certain decisions architecturally that maybe don't make sense now, or like there was no real thought to like the asset pipeline. So I think definitely for the next project, I will think a little bit more about what I want, and then maybe plan it out a little bit better. But yeah, 602 translation units. Let's go. Nightbot having a fit. He's getting there. Right, that's building. I will upload that to GitHub and to Discord hopefully tonight if I remember, but I often forget and do it tomorrow. I don't really have anything to say other than thank you very much for coming along. I hope you had fun, and I do this every Wednesday and Sunday at the same time, 8 o'clock UK time. Let's do it again Wednesday and write some code and faff around with some graphics, and eventually gonna fight the Windows font rendering library, text rendering library, which will be fun. Well, this is it. Well, actually, for the next, I want to rewrite the renderer for the next project. Possibly do a deferred renderer, but all the other gubbins, like a lot of the other gubbins, I think will stay the same. But anyway, we'll catch you all later. Thanks so much.